Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful long weekend. So welcome to Tech Stop's Tech Tuesday today.
Yes, tech stop with tech talk, man. I like this. We're gonna get down. Let's do this. I'm ready for it. Let's go like this.
Welcome to Tech Stop's Tech Talk with your host, Niles Banghauser.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is me, San Martin.
And Niles Banghauser with Tech Stop.
My friend, there's so much going on right now in this world today. And as you guys were reading in the top headline, I'm telling you what, there's a lot of education that you're going to want to learn about. And the only way to do it is by watching this episode.
Yeah. So before we get into all that, over the weekend, I have one of those camera doorbells.
Yes.
And
is it Ring?
No, a different brand, but same kind of thing. And it caught like a burglar breaking in, right? And so I thought, I don't need to do anything. I'm good. I got the camera. So I'll let him break it. I mean, right? Yeah. I don't need to call the cops or anything.
I don't need to call the cops. Just let him break in.
Well, I got the camera, right? I've got that protection. Well, the reason I bring this up is that that's how a lot of businesses are running their IT. They have protections in place, cameras and locks and windows and stuff that are closed in their business, but they're not responding to it once they find out that something's happening.
Yeah.
So same idea as like, you let someone break in, but you don't call the cops. Well, then what good did that camera do you?
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a little bit upset about the way those actually work because sometimes I will get an alert and it takes forever for the camera to turn on. And I'm like, okay, by this time the guy's already did his due and he's already gone. So I know. I mean,
so it has to be responsive too.
Yeah, it has to be very responsive.
Yeah. So that that's something to think about in your business. You have protections, detection, and response.
Yes.
And unfortunately, most IT companies only focus on protection. Your firewalls, your antivirus, your multi-factor authentication. And those are necessary. But if you don't have systems in place to detect when something's wrong and a way to respond, what good is it?
I mean, you have to go with the P's and Q's, man. I mean, you got to have everything there.
Yeah. So that's something we'll talk about over the next several weeks. But I've got a list of 15 ways that you can protect your business today. And we're going to, over the next several weeks or several shows, we're going to talk about 3 of them at a time.
And I'm just going to set it up right here. So you guys can see it over here. He's going to go ahead and read it off of his tablet.
Yep. And if you want a copy of this, go onto our website, send us a message, just ask for our 15 ways to protect your business. We'll send you a PDF copy.
Or you can screenshot us like this.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh man. See, I'll look at it like this.
Yeah. So okay, so we'll cover just the top 3 on that top row there. So first is a security assessment. This is really important because the IT landscape is changing so quickly that what you did today to secure your business may not be enough tomorrow. So regularly taking a deep dive into your systems, not to see, what did my IT guy forget, but to see, hey, what more can my IT guy do for me? And whether you have your IT department or external IT provider doing these assessments, you need to do them at least once a year. So that's looking for holes in your security, basically. Yes. Make sure your software is up to date. Make sure that you're not, doing things that are insecure practices, things like that. But taking a serious look at things. If you can have a third party do it, it's even better because they're not going to be biased in your favor, which can put you at risk if they don't look at something with clear vision.
Yeah. Well, there's so much to go ahead and I mean, a lot of people do not really understand. Just like you're trying to present to them, like the security doorbell is something for your security. And if you're not like utilizing it to its best ability, this is going to be an issue. But you guys have to understand the difference between, what we're really talking about right here to what will happen if you don't. I mean, this is a big deal.
Yeah, and that's exactly the thing is these threats are really very real, and small businesses are attacked more and more. Nowadays, a small business will face the same number of cyber attacks as a big enterprise. And what happens out of that is huge financial loss and reputational harm. You're looking at spending, on average, at least $250,000 to get back up and running after a cyber attack. Obviously, can vary depending on the specific circumstance, but it gets expensive fast. So that's why you want to take this seriously and protect your business with these different measures. So security assessments are the first one. Protecting against spam emails. We've talked about this before, how all those different scams come in and they're just trying to find ways to trick you into giving them money or giving them access into your system.
I will tell you about what happened last week.
Yeah.
I ended up getting a message that it was coming through my website saying, "Hey, I would like to go ahead and know more about your products, meaning your services." So obviously we are ran and functioned by an actual partnerships where local businesses will be willing to go ahead and pay us for our services, meaning that they'll put advertisement on our spot. I replied, "Oh, sure. What are you talking about?" And then for a complete day, I think it was a day and a half, I just got multitudes and multitudes and multitudes of emails, and they literally just spam the crap out of me. And rather than it going into the spam folder, knowing that, Google or whatever your mail process or your mail platform is, they actually start catching that, like saying, "Oh my gosh, you're doing a lot too much, buddy. Hey, calm down." And all of a sudden, it just went ham, man. I'm telling you what, I literally got rid of a lot. I'm wondering if I could go ahead and actually pull up the emails that came in, because it was so extensive, guys. Like, it got to the point where I was like, "Oh, how do you stop this? How do you stop this?"
They probably were sending hundreds.
Oh, they were sending hundreds,
yeah.
Man. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys this. And once again, it was just horrendous. And the only way to go ahead and stop this was to go to my hosting site and actually block their IP address. But this all happened. Look, you can see on the far right the times. Like, this all just started popping up in there, and it kept on going and going and going. Like, and it was all from Ryan, Ethan, Noah, Ryan, Ethan, Noah, Amelia, and they just kept on coming with a whole bunch of different emails, and it just kept on coming and coming. It just kept coming, and all because I responded, guys. Because I responded and allowed the bots to say, "Hey, he actually trusts us." He opened it up and he responded. And then all of a sudden they went to town on this, and they did not stop. And it was for a full day and a half. And I was just lost. I had no clue what to do. So thank God I have a pretty cool hosting site. And the hosting site was like, "Hey, this is what we can do. But obviously it's really hard to stop that infiltration." So I had to do a couple of things. One of them was the reCAPTCHA that Google actually offers for your website that will really, really put some things in there for your website. So these are some of the things that can help out. But needless to say, it happened to me, and I'm usually very, very cautious. But it got me because the person was saying, "I'm interested in what you have to offer." And so at that point in time, it looked like a very legit email. And all of a sudden, man, I really honestly got spammed like I have never been spammed before yet.
That's a perfect example. Thankfully, in that case, nothing bad happened aside from all that spam. But that's how easy it is to fall for one of these phishing emails and potentially cause more damage than that. So you want to be really careful of what of the spam that's coming in, making sure your employees are aware of what to look for, what to do, but also make sure you have enhanced spam filtering in place for your email, because it'll help reduce the likelihood of that happening.
And these are the things that you can actually help out with the local businesses, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can help you figure out the best way to implement these things, which specific products need to be implemented, because there's a lot of options out there. So.
There is. And it's something that we technically don't know. For instance, this is something that has been very, like, what would you say, very serious. When we were actually dealing with some of the big events here in Prescott, Arizona, whether it be the rodeo, whether it be the Yavapai County Fair, people will come in and they have sent these bots out because they just all they do is create a page, and then they literally find ticket sales will probably be the keywords that they find, and then all of a sudden, because it's an open post, they are allowed to go ahead and write, hey, I got some tickets that I need to get rid of because I am not able to go. And so as us, I know not to do that because it's just, we just don't do that. But people would be like, oh, dude, I need those tickets, but I have to come in and actually manually write, do not buy any tickets online here. You only go strictly to the website that we have given you, or go to the actual gate in order for you to purchase those tickets. So this is a big scamming world that we're living in, and they're all coming from a different location. I remember one time there was a person that ended up getting access to a credit card, credit card information, and this is how they say they did it. They actually take out like $1.50 so nobody notices.
Yep. Yeah, they tested that.
$1.50, and it will go like that forever. And all of a sudden, then they will go ahead and take the big old lump sum, and then they're gone.
They're testing your bank's fraud detection. So if they see that their small transactions go through, then they hit you with the big one.
Yeah, so you guys need to go ahead and be very, very cautious with that, because I'm telling you what, it's never going to stop. And as our technology gets bigger and better, are bigger and worse, I guess I don't know what to call it, there's always going to be the fear of somebody wanting to go ahead and take your stuff.
So that leads into the last one that you can do to protect your business and get in place at your in your accounts today is your password policies, your password and security policies. So one example with this and with keeping up with the times is a lot of people are still going by the old recommendations of passwords. One of the most common things we see people still doing, which is no longer recommended by cybersecurity industry as a whole, is rotating your passwords on a regular basis. So it used to be, okay, hey, every 30 days, every 60 days, every 90 days, whatever it may be, you need to create a new password. Regardless of what has happened in that time, you have to update your password. Well, security researchers found that what happened is people were actually creating less secure passwords, because when you're forced to change it every 30 days, maybe you just add a 1 at the end, or you add a 2, or you put an exclamation. Well, everyone did that. So it actually didn't help the security at all. So one of the new recommendation, instead of requiring a password change every X number of days, they say monitor for breaches. And if an account has been compromised, or you suspect that it's compromised, now you need to change the password. But forcing regular password changes, regardless of a breach, doesn't help. It actually makes the problem worse. So.
And it gets kind of crazy, because sometimes you always want a password that you can remember, and then all of a sudden you're just like, where do I put this password? And then some people will write it down and put it down on their desk and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, you should probably trust the location that you have your business in, but that's still like a vulnerability that you are exposing yourself and your business with all of that information, just because people are relentless. If they want to break in, they're going to break in.
So you want to save those rather than writing them down or saving them in your internet browser or putting them in a spreadsheet on your desktop. Get a password manager. So there's a lot of different options out there. But the idea with password managers is it's much more difficult for criminals to get those passwords out of there than it would be for them to get it elsewhere. So, there's Keeper, LastPass, Dashlane. There's a bunch of options. They're all really good. Again, we help our clients implement those for themselves, their employees, and beyond. But making sure that you store those in a password manager, but also making your password longer is the best thing you can do for the security. So 12 characters or longer, even if you have like a nice phrase or something that you can remember, if it's long, it's more secure.
Was there a thing out there, if I'm not mistaken, people would be able to hold their little their key with them, which is like a USB of some sort,
Yeah, so that's like a security token, you might call it. That is a good option, but it's it might be difficult for you to set up. So that's certainly something that, give us a call if you're interested in that. But basically, you plug it in like a little flash drive, and that stores your passwords and allows you to easily log into websites and stuff. So you go to the website, log in, you plug this in, maybe you do your fingerprint, and you're in. So you don't have to mess with typing stuff in and things like that. Like I said, the setup is a little more complicated, but we're happy to talk to you about that if you
Well,
give
there's
us a call.
so much things that you could possibly do. Anyways, tell everybody how to get a hold of you,
Yeah.
how to go ahead and actually plan something out with you in order for you to talk with them.
So when you give us a call, we're going to tell you things that your IT provider currently is not telling you. So be aware, we're not always the bearers of good news, but we are here to protect you. So you can give us a call at 928-583-4454 or send us a message on our website at techstopaz.com.
And if you guys don't know, it's actually been scrolling on the bottom right here. And also, what is your business name?
TechStop.
TechStop is the only stop. And if you guys don't know, we're going to be
That's
doing
right.
this every other Tuesday. And we're going to go ahead and just bringing you some information that you guys want to be a part of. If you guys have a business, this is something that you are definitely wanting to be a part of because guess what? The more you know, the better it is. So with that being said, I'm out of here. I actually got an outro this time, bro.
Yep.
All last minute. So see you guys later.
All right, see ya.
Bye.